What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today in this video, guys, I'm going to show you in less than 10 minutes how Apex assets typically perform in the markets. Let's go and start with one of the most common Apex asset. It's called gold. I want you guys to see these different trends, and in 10 minutes you guys will understand the trends you need to look at in order to find yourself an Apex asset. As you guys can see here, gold literally pumped from in 1980 all the way up to as high as $880 and all the way as low as about a little less than $300. And that's a matter of 2 years. Remember, this is gold. The next one we're going to show is silver. These are slower moving assets. So cryptocurrency is basically 10 times the volatility and 10 times shorter. So just so you guys can keep those time frames in mind. You can see it went from 800 to about around 300, which is a massive drop. That's almost 60%. What the snap? Actually, it's over 60%. That's crazy. Now let's look at chart 2 on gold. This is the second trend up, trend down. We zoom past the all-time high of 800, and now we go to 1900, and then we drop all the way back down to 1076. So you can say a little bit less than a 50% drop. This was in a matter of 3 or 4 years, so something you guys can keep in mind as well. There's several different trends that play out. This happens all the time on gold, silver, and other Apex assets. But overall, when you zoom out on the trend, it's up. So this is the second chart. Let's go ahead and show you guys the third chart. We are now retesting and nearing all-time highs again. You can see we popped to 2100 this time. This was in a little bit after 2020, so early 2020. And we dropped down to about 1700. So not a massive drop this time. This time it was probably about 20-25%. It was more so 20%. But you can see it's a lot less volatile. Now we're coming up to the 2100. We just peaked and now we came back for the retest and it should resume. Time will tell. We'll see what happens. But you guys can see this is typically how Apex assets act. They don't stay down. They can go down, but they don't stay down. Let's show you guys another chart. Let's check out silver. Now, we aren't going to take in the 1985 account where the Hunt brothers basically cornered the silver market and pumped it to like $50, $60. It was crazy. That was nuts and ham. But we're going to go out of that volatile outlier. And I mean, you can see this a couple times. Like right here, it popped to 8 and went down to 5. That's pretty volatile drop for silver. But we're going to take these ones into account. So let's take the first one right here. You can see we pumped a little bit past $20 and dropped $9, $8. That is crazy. That's about a 60% drop on silver. But that wasn't it. Let's go ahead and go to the second chart. You guys can see we literally pamped all the way up to almost $50. And then we came all the way down to 15. Actually, it was like 14. What the snap, dude? What's going on? Is it dead? Let's go ahead and take a look at chart 3 where we thought it was dead. We are now, well, actually we went at almost as high as $30 and we're consolidating right now. In my opinion, this will be a breakout. But again, gold and silver markets, those are heavily manipulated. This is why I really like the cryptocurrency markets. Yes, there is some manipulation on Apex assets, but you don't have the likes of the government, Jamie Dimon, and other major banks that are actually shorting this asset because if these two assets do really well, the dollar goes poo-poo. So those two, we can all agree, are Apex assets. Let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin. Now, I can't even show you the charts on the 2009-2015 charts because it's so smidget you can't really see it. But these are the time frames and the prices in wording. You can see in 2010 it jumped from $0 to 9 cents. That is a massive increase. That's an infinite return. Crazy. Now the next one is Bitcoin's price rose in 2011 from $1 to $29 and then it dropped again all the way as low as $2.05. I mean, what the snap is going on with that? In 2012, it went from $13 to $230. But wait, it also came back down to $68. Then we had another one, 123 to $1,237, and then dropping down to $687. You can see the Apex assets, they may come down, but they always come back up. Let's take a look at the very first classic Bitcoin chart. We literally started, this was probably about less than $1,000, and we zoomed past or up to 19,000 bucks. That's crazy. That's awesome returns. But yet we dumped like really, really bad. Like we went to like $4,000, as you can see here. It was, yeah, it was probably lower than that. But you can see it didn't stop there. We came from 4,000 all the way up to $60,000. But wait, there's more. It didn't stop. We dropped all the way below 30K. And then we did it again. We went to $67,000. And then we dumped again. What do you think comes next? Of course, this is not financial advice, but I'm just trying to show you guys the correlation and consistencies of Apex assets. Let's go ahead and show you guys one of my favorite ones. Thor chain. You can see Thor chain, it came from pennies. Pennies. And it zoomed past $1. After it went past that $1, where did it go? Well, it subtraced to like 27 cents or 28. Nah, that's probably like 30 cents. What the snap? You went down 70%, it's dead, right? Yeah, it's dead for sure. Oh, wow. Okay. We went all the way up to $15. What the snap? Okay, something's up. Is this still dead? Yeah, it looks like it died. You can see here it came down to about $4. But what the snap? It did it again. It went to $16 again. And then, of course, it died again. So it must be dead now, right? Right? Yeah, maybe. Well, as you can see here, it still is bouncing around. Actually, this peak right here is about $13. So as you guys can see here, the one correlation so far with most of these Apex assets is they may go down, but they don't stay down. That's something to keep in mind with all of these assets. Before we end this video, I want to show you guys a chart of a non-Apex asset so you guys can understand what to look for. Let's take a look at a classic reflections token. This is called EverETH. This is literally just a reflections token. It is a Ponzi if you don't know what that means. You can see there's no coming back from this. I'm not saying like never to buy it. You do whatever you want. What I'm saying is it's not coming back. It just won't come back. That's how the Ponzi works. It's gone. People move on to the next Ponzi. But you guys can see here, it goes up, comes down, and never comes back up. Let me show you guys another chart. Now, I'm not saying Litecoin is bad, but it does not have signs of an Apex asset. It never goes past the all-time highs. You can see here, it zoomed past all-time high. It was great. And then it tried to do it again and nowhere near it and came right back down. It tried to do it again. It came back a little bit over and then quickly crashed. It never broke past the all-time highs. Like we showed on Bitcoin, it did that. Like we showed on gold, it did that. Like we showed on Ethereum, it did that. Like we showed on silver, same jump, different day. It broke past the all-time highs. Same thing with Thor chain, even with Luna. How you can look for the Apex assets is if they are able to break past the all-time highs and keep going. They can go down, but they don't stay down. That is one of the biggest signs for an Apex asset. I'll leave you with one more chart so you guys can see what a non-Apex asset looks like. It looks like this. Pump, dump, and it never comes back. And especially if they have low volume. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and leave you guys with a wisdom one-liner. So again, the TLDR of the video, Apex assets, they can go down, but they don't stay down. Now, what determines the Apex asset is a whole nother story. You guys can check out some of the other videos to get concepts and ideas. And if you guys would like to join the Discord, there's a link in the description below. And I talk about Apex assets and why I'm choosing on them and why I have the conviction on the certain Apex assets that I do. Yes, several of them are not mentioned on YouTube. Proverbs chapter 16 verses 29. A violent person entices their neighbor and leads them down a path that is not good. Be nice, be kind, be good. You guys can also catch me on tweeters at rent a home fast, like literally at rent a home fast.